Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good night, and if you're not, well, I'm here to change that. Welcome back to Steel City Recaps. So before we begin with this recap, please be sure to follow my Insta, TikTok, and YouTube. It's greatly appreciated and just helps me out that much more. Anyways, let's begin with this recap. So as I'm sure you guys all know, there hasn't really been much Steeler news, since the Super Bowl and the end of their season, in general. It's been tough to get Steeler news because, their season ended. But, fortunately, free agency started a few days ago, and they picked up a few guys here. So they picked up safety Damontae Kazee. I was a fan of him. I never really disliked him, but, since we picked him up, I'm scared that what's his name? I'm scared that Tremaine Edmonds might walk. And his brother was actually just picked up by another team. I can't exactly remember which team it was, but I think those two might go together. But anyways, then we also got previous Commanders linebacker Holcomb. Everyone on Instagram and stuff was saying he looked good, so I'm not against it, and I think it helps fill our linebacker void. I think we should get a linebacker in the draft though, like mid draft, But yeah, so then we lost Cam Sutton to the Lions, but we gained Patrick Peterson, and I kind of like this more than having Cam Sutton. It would have been sweet to have them both, but in the end, if we have Patrick Peterson over Cam Sutton, I'd prefer that. Patrick Peterson was arguably a top 10 cornerback last season. And if any of you guys watched like one of the best games, all NFL, Bills versus Vikings, he had 2 interceptions in that game. That was key to the Vikings getting that win. But yeah, I like him better than Cam Sutton on our team. I don't really like Cam Sutton in general. I don't know. I just think he's really overconfident. But, I'm glad that we have Peterson, a vet to teach the young kids. So I think it's almost confirmed that we're probably going to get Joey Porter Jr. in the first round, pick 17, which I like. And then I hope that we get Jordan Addison or the Ohio State offensive lineman for our 32nd overall pick or something like that. Anyways, that's it for Steeler news. Now let's move on to the Penguins. So they played the Islanders March 9th. They choked that game, guys. They were up 3-1 with about 5 minutes left in the third period. And then Jarry just, sells again, right? I don't know why we play Jarry in Islanders games. He's good against a lot of other teams, but not the Islanders. He always gets that PTSD from passing the puck out a few years ago. But yeah, he was pretty shaky in that game. So then Flyers Saturday, March 11th. This was a solid game versus the Flyers. Nothing too crazy because they are just the Flyers. They're one of the worst in the East right now. So we got the needed 2 points there. And then we moved on to the Rangers on March 12th. And if you want to hear more about this game, because I kind of had a lot to say because I went to it, I would recommend checking out this video posted Monday of this week, so March 13th. I would definitely consider watching that, guys. So then the Canadians game last night, March 14th, sucked. But they really own us. They've owned us ever since 2019 in the playoffs, or 2020 in the playoffs. But the main storyline of this game is Jarry was 3 for 7 on shots this game. He had like 3 saves out of his 7 shots in the first period, and then he got subbed in for Casey DeSmith. Casey DeSmith only let in 2 goals, which was, better than Jarry's 4, And I think I've come to the conclusion that Jarry just generally isn't good against bad teams, and that's just how it is. And I think that we should play DeSmith over Jarry in like bottom 10 teams, because DeSmith is playing these great games against the Flyers, and he didn't play bad against the Canadians, So I think that we should have played DeSmith last night. Let Jarry rest up for Thursday and Saturday, which are big 2 games in the standings here and just generally for Pittsburgh, It'd be nice to sweep the Rangers in a season series. So hopefully we can beat the Rangers Thursday and Saturday. I'll be sure to recap that next week. And maybe do another in-depth recap. So let me know down below in the comments if you want to see another one of those. But yeah, Jari just needs to get on his game, but hopefully he'll be nice and solid at Madison Square Garden because these are some of the biggest games of the year. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But anyways, that's it this week on Steel City Recaps. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice night.